we were talking about SNL on break. I've not watched Saturday Night Live in over a decade. I feel like old Democrats watch it. Old, crusty, desiccated Democrats watch SNL. And then I saw a skit that Ryan Gosling was in. Apparently, was this all the same show, Steve? Was it Ryan Gosling and Chris Stapleton? It was all the same show. Huh. I want to know who their new writers are. Apparently, they got new writers. So there was one skit. We can't show you any of it because they'll demonetize us and claim copyright violation, even though it's fair use. But one finger salute, whatever. So there was one skit in particular where it was Ryan Gosling and this other dude. It's a guy. It's like a new guy. Like Kenan Thompson, we all know. He's been there forever. He's hysterical. He was being interviewed as like this AI expert, and he's surrounded like this town hall style audience. And there are these two dudes that are inadvertently dressed up as Beavis and Butthead, and it's hysterical. And apparently they didn't tell anybody, like the other comedian who was pretending to be the host, the interviewer. They didn't tell her. And when she turns around and sees Ryan Gosling dressed up as Beavis, she loses it. And Kenan Thompson is brilliant in these roles. He was brilliant in this. He's legit like the funniest dude. He's the glue of the show, like Phil Hartman used to be before his wife offed him. And anyway, that was a funny skit. And then there was a skit, this country song that Chris Stapleton was in. And you know how usually like modern country songs with chicks, they talk about like keying your car and, you know, like what's her face, Carrie Underwood, and what drove whatever in his leather seats. Anyway, so they made fun of that, but with the twist. So it was like, okay, here's your scorned ex-girlfriend talking about all the ways she's going to get you back. But what if she were a psycho? And there was one part where she was, I mean, it didn't even rhyme. She stopped rhyming at any point. She was just singing along, like how she would change the dude's shoes out for a half size larger over the week. So he thought he was shrinking. Like she did all these torture tactics on him. It was hysterical. And then they had, what do they call it, Kane, when they have like another artist come in and they do their thing? And it was her CIA rapper brother who came in. What was a collab? I don't know.
Hype man? I don't know.
Yeah. And so then I started thinking. I told you all this to build up for one question. Maybe it's just me. I started thinking based on that skit. Remember reading about the communist East Berlin, West and East Germany, right? And how the commies developed the Stasi. And they used to do all kinds of like mind jobs on people, right? Like crazy stuff, like weird stuff like you would see Amelie do in that movie to the people that wronged that dude selling fruit down there in the street. And they'd mess with you and push you to the point of breaking, right? And some say, oh yeah, CIA uses those tactics. Do you ever just have like a minor inconvenience occur to you and then you go, damn CIA? Do you ever think that? Kane, do you ever think that?
More often than I'd like to admit publicly.
I mean, like I gave you an example. It's just the first thing that popped in my head. You know, like, what if you try to open your phone and you need to get it? This is why fingerprint guns are stupid. And you need to like face recognition, all that stuff. And you're like, phone, recognize me. And it doesn't. And then it's like, put in your passcode, which you don't have time to do. I'm just like, you damn CIA. Or like if you're wearing like a cardigan or something and you walk past a door and it catches on the doorknob, which is really annoying. Are you just like, damn CIA? Or when you're trying to tear the press and seal off the box and it doesn't tear because someone did it wrong and messed up the blade on the side of the box.
I feel that one.
It was the CIA that did it. They snuck in your house and messed up the press and seal box at night. Anybody else think this? I'm somewhat joking on some of these, but for real, some of it I'm like, you know what? If I wanted to mess with me, I would do this. Anybody else think that? Maybe just me?
Every time my computer crashes, I'm like, oh.
Oh my gosh, at least once a day.
Oh,
like if
yeah.
Google freezes up, we're like,
exactly.
CIA. Just right. Steve, Steve is too happy. Steve is literally like the happiest, go luckiest person.
To you guys.
No, I think you lie and try to be tough. And like, I swear I get in a bad mood. You're
Negativity is contagious. We just have to stay positive.
Oh my
right.
gosh.
See?
Do you hear him?
That's right. I support that.
He's literally a living inspirational poster.
That's right. I support
He's that kitten. Hang on. No, do you ever do that, Steve? Or you ever? Because you're in D.C. where they can get you.
I don't know if I blame the CIA, but I blame other people.
What does that mean?
Can we say what you
who
said
do you
on
blame?
break? Can we say what you said on break?
What did I say on break?
You said that you blame kids. You blame
Oh,
children.
I blame kids for everything. I hate kids. I can't wait to have kids, but like
What?
right now, I don't want.
He's like, I'm the happiest. I mean, I hate kids. I love them. I can't wait to have them.
Well,
but
have you
know,
seen kids lately? I don't blame them.
well, the ones that are not minded, like
Right.
some of them. I mean, you spare the rod, spoil the child. My friend said, like with the protesters on the bridge, you spare the baton, you spoil the protester. Kind of the same thing. So you blame other people. Nah,
It's like what Kane says. He says not all old people are. I like to say
yeah.
like,
He says old
just
people
replace
aren't
that with
innocent.
right. Just replace that with children for my.
Look at you, both
it
of
is,
you,
see?
hating on segments of the population.
Well,
I'm just
both
blaming the
extremes.
CIA.
Yeah, both extremes of the population.
There you go. Well,